Good afternoon, welcome to Rundlii Gaming. So we're going to be playing some Sid Meisers Railroads. This is another one of the many games under Sid Meisers, which is kind of similar to like your Tycoon games, your Civ sort of games. Because they also made like Civilization 2, which was a massive, massive game as far as like building up your empire and stuff like that. And this is it's a little bit different than that, but all in all, it's a pretty neat game on here. So we're going to start out with two people on the actual board itself. Now, I have played it off and on a little bit here and there, but by no means here as the expert way of playing, by any means. So we basically just started up a random map here, and pretty much the goal of the game is to expand your railroads and connect different cities. And then as you connect different cities, you increase your income. So we're pretty close to Nottingham here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and expand our railroad this way. And what we're trying to do is get a couple of these mail carts going. And there as well. Alright, so that's our first train there. Now, what we're probably going to want for this town here is some of those little bundle looking things to get medication. As far as that goes, we could probably grab some of the coal here and some of the cattle down there. We probably also want to link up. We could probably just grab Lincoln there and go down that way. So, what we're going to do is put another railroad here. Alright, so that's kind of costly. So, we're going to go ahead and get some money flowing here. Because though we are going to lose most of our stock in the process of this, it's better for the initial investment to get money circulating here as much as possible. And then we're going to get this coal here. And we're going to move that down here. So in doing so, they are going to fill up as much of this coal as they can. Once they fill it up, they're going to ride on this way. Once they get to this town here, they're going to use the coal here to make iron, like the steel. Once we have steel, we're going to try to move the steel up here to there. So, what we're probably going to go ahead and do is get another track going up here. Actually, we're probably not going to worry about making that a train here yet. And then from here, there's actually no more other trains out that way, so I guess what we're going to do is go ahead and expand up to Portsmouth. Yeah, so this doesn't actually take mail or people, so I'm just going to do a direct route from this town here to that one. And on this one, we're going to go ahead and connect there to there. Alright, so that one's almost there. So it's moving very, very slowly. I could probably take off some of the burden on it and probably just... because that'll at least increase the speed a little bit. Alright, so I guess what we're going to probably want to do is actually move this one this way. Then we're going to get these two connected. And then next, alright, so next thing we're going to do is get a train between these two. Because we're going to try to connect these three major cities here. And then now, see, the big downside to here is the fact that we don't have a whole lot of cash left. That's basically just burned through tons of money. Alright, but now that we should have iron here by now. Or perhaps we don't. Alright, so what we're going to do is knock that down by half. Because hopefully this is going to make it do twice as many trips. It'll be a little bit quicker. And then... we'll go and update the train itself. So hopefully that'll give us a little more speed when we mess with that as well. And then, alright, so these three are connected. What else do we have over here? Alright, so we're going to expand this one here down to there. Alright, so I guess at some point we're going to need medicine off of here. We're going to need to get cattle over there. So we might actually go ahead and increase that and that. The reason why we added the other business there is that though long term it might be more profitable for us, I know short term it's going to hurt us a bit. But we're going to go ahead and get a mixture of stuff there, and we're going to drop them off down there. And we're going to make this a huge hub here for just everything that comes down to it. And we'll drop another there. And then we'll go and drop those down there. We also have another cattle here, which we can use the second tracks to go through there, but again, this is going to be a very costly endeavor there, but only 200 grand, so it's not terrible, but come on, money. Alright, so this helps with traction on inclines, because we do have several of those, so even if this runs us into the ground a little bit, we should be okay. Come on, hurry up with this thing. And every so often you can auction off these different patents and stuff. And they give you different benefits on here, which is always good. And then next we're going to go ahead and plant that there, and we'll drop them off down here. And since we're going to be putting as much stuff down here as we are, we're going to want to increase the amount of businesses running through. Because as you can see, we're going to have carts coming from pretty much everywhere. So we want to make this as profitable as possible. Alright, so as you can see, George here is actually buying up a lot of my stock right now. So that's something I'll have to kind of watch for, because he could be a problem. But as long as I have one, it's a lot more difficult for him to actually buy me completely out. It will require him to bank quite a bit of money. Alright, so we can probably go ahead and get these trains going here. Then afterwards we can use that to deliver, I guess it's bombs or ammunition, up to there. I guess we could probably... Alright, so pretty much after this creates things through the war factory, the war factory will hopefully start sending supplies up to London. Which, let's go ahead and we'll make sure we wait till that one's full, and then we're going to send those up there. Alright, so the war factory is not moving quite as fast as I thought it would. Alright, so we're not going to actually wait for that to fill. Because hopefully that should kick it away, and then this will actually start producing in the process. Or in the meantime. Alright, so we're up to 1 million. Alright, so as you can see, this one's actually supplying tons and tons and tons of stuff. So, we could probably actually use Nottingham to start supplying a lot of its stuff to its neighbor over here, which it needs food. Mostly food. So when it gets to Nottingham, we will grab some of that food as well. And then let's drop that there. And we'll plant that there. Alright, so it seems to be building steel fairly quickly here. And then this is grabbing our steel. This has 2 ammunition available right now. Which it's still building it, so hopefully by the time... Yep. Alright, so we kind of got like a little factory going on here, which is doing pretty well. Well, in all honesty, we could probably start buying up. Let's actually see here. So green hasn't really expanded that far. Red's kind of in my stuff, so let's go ahead and start buying out red. Alright, so it's going to run us 8 million or so to buy them completely out. Alright, so that needs fish. We could probably connect a few of these here. So, huge amount of coal. More coal there, but we're already dipping into that one. So... I don't really know, because we're not going to actually connect these cities necessarily to the rest of the infrastructure. It's more just, we might find a means of doing that, but for now, we're just kind of planting it over here. Alright, so the first one and the second one. We're going to grab a bunch of this coal here. And I don't really know what we're going to do with this one yet. Alright, so that's a fish we need, which needs to come all the way down here, which seems a bit much. Yeah, so we can't really build through there. So he did kind of block us off a little bit there. Yeah, let's go and raise that. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is expand this here so we can get some of these, the mail and people here moving. And then let's go ahead and send, oh yeah, I guess we need to build a station here. Then afterwards we're going to go ahead and send 2 of those, 1 of those, over to there. Alright, so one thing is we could create another industry here, or we could grab that. Alright, so pretty much what we're trying to do here is build a second track that kind of goes on the outside there. So that way they don't congest each other, which it seems like they just go through each other. I guess to be on the safe side, we'll go ahead and separate those tracks a little bit. Otherwise, alright, so Liverpool's pretty far away, so we probably will not be making the arms make it to there. So we'll probably just keep supplying them with arms. They want heads of cattle, which closest one's there. Alright, so kind of a price expense here, but sometimes if you want to get the supplies you need, then sometimes you'll have to go kind of far. Which means we should probably go ahead and get a factory here to produce stuff. Actually, we could probably use this to drop stuff off here on the way. Then the head of cattle up here, so that's going to go there. Then we're going to drop it off. Now the thing about this area is we're going to have to, I guess, drop some more of these stations first, but we're going to do kind of a longer route here, which is actually I'll probably need to wait. Come on, train. Alright, so these are gonna hopefully. Alright, so let's see if we can move those supplies now. We cannot. Which means we're gonna need to get. So it's probably gonna be a clock. Alright, yeah, so probably what we're gonna do here is go ahead and do that. And we're gonna move it all the way up. And then we're going to modify this cargo because we don't want it to keep wiping out all that. So alright, so far we got that. And I thought there was some sort of coal down here, which there may or may not be. Alright, so pretty much what we're doing is we're using this as a means of picking stuff up here. What we could probably do is grab more people here and more mail here and have this train take it all the way up. But for now, I was kind of mostly just wanting to grab some stuff there, but alright, so that's going to drop those off. Then we're going to modify this track here, because what we're going to do is have that go there, pick up 2 of those, 1 of those, go up here, drop those off, back down to there. So what you'll see here is that first it's going to go to Manchester to grab the 4 cattle. It's going to come up here, it's going to keep those cattle, grab 2 people and a male. It's going to go up here to Portsmouth, drop off all the cattle, grab people and mail here, and go back here. Actually, we will not actually have to grab anything there, but we will drop off the people and mail on the way back. I think that's where... Oh, okay. So you got the incentive before we did. Which is still fine, but... Why is he on the same tracks? That's why I built a second track, so he can go take the other one. Okay, well they made themselves unstuck, so I guess that still works. Even if it is kind of annoying. So Cheltenham. It wants steel, which currently our steel manufacturer is here. So we'll go and grab our steel. Forgot to put a station. Station. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I figure I may as well buy another one of my stocks because generally it only goes up in price, so it's, I guess, a small investment until I can go ahead and buy out this one here. So unfortunately this is kind of the boring part of the game, because for me a lot of times this is as I get a lot of the income from all the stuff I've done so far, I will gradually start to pick up and actually take over each of the other companies here. In the meantime, we should probably make each of these a little bit better. At least the bigger ones, like all the bigger cities where I constantly have stuff flowing through it. Because a lot of these bigger cities here are starting to get really, really congested. Alright, so let's see if we can get some of those textiles out too. Sadly, my textile mill is actually costing me a lot of money compared to actually making me profit. I probably will not be worrying about that patent. Though I think I'm still kind of far from the 10 million that I need. Alright, so we're going to double the speed here for a little bit. See if we can pick this up a little bit. Alright, so I guess an alternate option is I could probably buy out green, because they're really not doing so well. Well, apparently it's going to cost me even more to do that one, so... Alright, so we're going to do a sell-off on that one. That's my steel mill, so... kind of... Alright, so we are skyrocketing money-wise, so... So this wants fish. We will get it some fish. Maybe we won't yet. You guys can keep that. Alright, so we're almost to the point here that we should buy out red very soon. So need 1.7 million more. Come on, money. Well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just buy that railroad. This is probably a very pricey route of doing this, but sometimes it is what it is. And then once it starts producing more food, we can then kick this food over to London here. Alright, so next place. Here. Alright, so what we're pretty much going to do is try to sell that. Come on, buy it. And we'll liquidate them. Alright, so in doing so, red now lost a lot of stuff over here. Which means we're going to need to... I broke. I can't do that right now. Alright, so our big task right now is to grab everything that we just liquidated. And then we'll plant another couple there. Then we need coal here. For now, we'll just keep doing passengers and mail. Because generally that's pretty much a secure investment all the time. Like, you're always going to get money back for that. Though it probably isn't as high as some other things you could do, but it seems like every time I do at least that, it should make a decent amount of money. And then we're going to need that. We're going to need at least medicine down here, but we could probably also grab textiles. And then we're going to drop those down there. Next, we're going to go ahead and move those here up to there. And I guess that supplies medicine, but we don't need medicine down here. Don't really need medicine there. Alright, so we should probably start buying them up a little bit. Since most of our stuff is passenger train, probably want to make sure we get that. One other thing we could deliver here will probably be we'll probably want to start moving t-shirts over too. So we're going to grab 4 of those also. Actually, let's grab, we're going to need to take those off. So that way once it comes over, it'll drop some stuff off and then move back. I really wish I could find a place that needs medicine and... Yep, that's what we're looking for. This will probably be a little costly. Next, we're going to want to plant that there. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, because pretty much what we're doing here is we're looking for a place that requires all the stuff that we're getting really stocked up on here. This requires the medicine and the shirts, because right now we have a ton of both. So hopefully this should net us a nice little chunk of profit down here. Alright, and we're probably going to go ahead and start selling some of our own stock here. And that way we can pretty much near take them out very shortly. Yeah, we're going to want that. Because it's going to half the price of all my maintenance, which should cut down expenses by quite a bit. And then at this point, oh heck, I don't care. I'm getting a lot of random warnings up here, but we should be about done. Come on, 12 million. So, as you can see, this is pretty much Sid Meisers Railroads. Now, I think there is a little bit of trouble with it on newer systems, but so like sometimes it'll randomly crash, but otherwise the game's actually pretty fun. But we'll go ahead and buy them out. We'll go ahead and liquidate them too. And effectively at this point, we've pretty much won the game. Because pretty much everybody else has already been bought out. Normally you would have additional like goals that you would want to do throughout the game. But really at this point it's kind of doesn't matter that much. Let's see. So pretty much like to end this particular game, we have 7 more years to complete this, which we've succeeded in doing. Sunset by the Ford, deliver 20 carloads of passengers to there. Set a new world speed record with the legendary M4 Mallard. So this is pretty much the last little bit of the game that we'd end up doing. Though pretty much at this point, it's not really that difficult to do, because you just need 20 carloads of passengers from Manchester to London, which unfortunately we're playing with a somewhat random map, so where is Manchester? Manchester. Okay. Now it's a kind of a mess, but if we're wanting to complete it, this is probably a moderately easy route to do it. So we're going to grab Manchester. And drop them off in London. Yeah, so as I mentioned, that pretty much encompasses the entire game. It'll probably take me, I don't know, a little bit. Yeah, it'll probably take me all of maybe 20-30 more minutes to do. So I probably won't finish out this video to showing that last little bit of it. Because once it does 4 more trips, then it's just a matter of getting them for Mallard and just going really quickly with it. So I do hope you've enjoyed actually watching the video here. We'll definitely have some more videos of different things coming up. I don't know if this one will be up next week as well, but if you've enjoyed watching it, definitely watch for future ones also. Otherwise, thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming, and you have a good day.